Yesterday, the 7th of January 2021, I was seated here working away on the computer and I received a phone call, and it was an invitation to have my vaccine against the virus. That really surprised me because we live here in a small little town of Watchet, nowhere near a big city. But this coming Saturday, which is tomorrow, I got an appointment at 10:37 at Minehead Hospital to have the injection. I am in, I suppose, the endangered age group, so I suppose it makes sense to make sure that we don't die off, we oldies, and clog up the system, because if we do catch the virus, we're more likely to have to go to hospital. So they want to make sure that they keep the hospitals clear of us. I would rather, in a way, that they injected all the hospital workers themselves and the people who deliver the food lorries. That's very important, but I just think they all get done in time. I was surprised to just get a phone call. I thought there would be something in the post in the form of a letter telling me about some sort of a appointment weeks ahead instead of just a day or so ahead. I've heard that several other people locally have also been invited to go to the Minehead Hospital. They've all got very precise times, like 10:37, so you get the feeling that if you're not there on that 1 minute, you might miss it. Because I dare say they take you in and inject you pretty rapidly. I believe there's a period afterwards where you have to stay around and make sure you've got no reactions to it. They won't allow people to take videos in there, which I would have quite liked to have done, but I think perhaps I'll make a little summary after the event to describe what went on and how I felt about it. We had a anti-influenza injection a couple of months back, and that was done very well, very comfortably. So if you're wondering what it's going to be like when it's your turn, hopefully I shall be putting up a video the next few days about my reactions to it. I was looking back through some of these earlier videos that I've made, and it's quite surprising. The comments seem to tail off within about a week or so of putting up a new video. But still the viewing numbers go up. And I noticed one the other day approaching something like half a million viewings, which is quite a compliment. It's quite a nice little history that I've built up here, and in these lockdown days, it's quite nice to be able to go look back and be reminded of happier times when we could go in and see anything we liked within financial limitations. But of course this time is happening in the coldest time of the year, so I personally certainly am not too keen to go out in the cold. Well, this last one that I've just uploaded, it was a January, I think last year, when it was cold, but the sun was out then, which made all the difference. Brightened up the appearance of the sea and made everybody feel better when you see a bit of sunshine. Anyway, this is just a bit of advance notice that I shall hopefully be uploading a video soon, giving my reactions to being called along to have one of these antivirus injections, what the circumstances were like, and I think a lot of people will wonder what would be involved when you get involved with such things. So, what's this space? Well, today's the day I go for my vaccination against the virus, but we have to travel into Minor to do that, which is about 7 miles away. But the 7 miles thing, I mean, that's quite allowed, I'm sure, by the regulations if you're going for medical treatment. But did you see on the news last night that 2 girls were fined £200 each for travelling 5 miles for their exercise walk, or daily exercise, which is allowed? And the actual police spokesman said that you're not supposed to take a car for this exercise walk. You can only walk from home. So that amazed me, because a lot of people go to local beauty spots like Staple Plain here to walk their dogs, and they get there by climbing up into the hills in a car. So people who exercise their dogs in a nice pleasant area away from anyone else are likely to be fined if they've got there by car. Well, that seems stupid, but that seems to be the regulation at the moment. I also heard a strange story yesterday that friends went to McDonald's for breakfast. Of course, they can't eat in now, but the last time we went there, you can park in their car parking, go inside and order what you want. When it's ready, you take it out and you can eat it in their car park. But apparently we were told now, no, they've closed the car park. You're not allowed to eat their food in their car park. You have to use the drive-through system. So now you're not allowed to park anywhere near for fast food. Well, that's crackers, because a lot of local businesses are closed down and you can't eat in, but they offer a takeaway menu. So how do you get to them to buy the food if you can't park anywhere near their premises? It's very confusing. Right, just pulling into the car park at Minehead New Hospital.
Yeah, we got to the car park. Yeah.
Oh, are they being checked just before you even get into the car park? Look at it.
Oh, you probably
Yeah.
you're positive or not. They're going to do your thing.
Checking you for something.
Hello.
Morning. You're here for an injection?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, is it your first one? Your first injection?
Yeah. Yes.
That's brilliant. I don't know what time your appointment is.
10:37, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it 10:30? Oh, you're a bit early then. So if you'd like to wait in your car for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we thought we'd do that anyway. Yeah.
They are letting people in a little bit early, but wait for about 10 minutes or so, and then wander up to the door. You'll see some people in some yellow jackets, and they'll all deal with you there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So just park up somewhere in the car park.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, the reception. Well, there's plenty of cars here, so I guess there are a lot of customers.
Plenty empty ones down there. That's not. What's that? I think I should have gone there. I'm not going to get in the top row, am I?
I doubt it.
Go in there then. Back into there. Back into that corner.
No, I want to be facing the hospital, as I explained.
Yeah, I'm going to back into there. In that corner
the one
there.
behind. I see.
Back into that little corner there.
Okay.
It's a nice little corner there. It's a bit... You can drive straight out then.
Yeah. There's the hospital entrance in the green building. Yeah, I don't know if all these parked cars here are...
Not there are staff out, but nurses and...
yes,
don't forget they got one ward in here.
they've got probably lots of helpers and
Where's the line?
extra injectors,
over
as it
there.
were.
You can get over a bit, otherwise you won't have children. Is that the one that spoke to her? Yeah, I think it is. Right.
Okay, well, that's 10:19, so I've got
10:18. I think that's almost a minute fast.
That's right. 10:37 is my appointed time.
So 10 minutes, you said, so we'll stay to 10:30.
Yeah, about 10:30. Yeah. Well, I don't know which of the vaccines I'm going to be in line to get. There's the Pfizer, the American one, and there's the Oxford British one. I don't think you have a choice, depending on what sort of stock they got, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I know the Pfizer one, the American one, has got to be kept at very, very low temperatures.
Yeah,
so
I don't think they're doing too many of those, I wouldn't have thought.
I don't know if they're going to, if they inject that into you, does it feel really cold? I don't know. And if you have that one, you've got to rest for a quarter of an hour before you can be released.
Yeah, we've got the room in here for that.
So one wonders what could happen in
I
that
think it'd
quarter
be
of an
the
hour.
Oxford one in there, I think.
Probably, because that's going to be more...
more available, I expect.
yeah, get down to this relatively distant part from part of the country. I believe you can go straight away. You've had that injected if you have that one, so I might be in and out in a few minutes. Okay, well, just wait until a bit closer to my appointed time. And when I come out, I'll give a report as to what it was like to go in and have it done. Well, there's quite a lot of cars coming in and parking. Not seeing many people apparently coming out of the hospital.
Well, they keep them in.
Yeah.
They keep them in for half an hour.
Yeah,
I don't think they let them straight out. I think it would be at least 5 minutes to, because they're very fussy. You have anything a bit different. Just a flu jab. I mean, that was unusually. If you had a flu jab a few years ago, you had to sort of sit down for a few minutes.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly lots of cars coming in and parking anyway.
But you can't really say if anybody's coming out and going over that way.
No, true. There appears to be quite a few other people with masks hanging around towards the entrance, and whether they check you again before you get in there.
No, I don't think so. Well, they might. You never know. They might take your temperature or something. Or
Well, let's put a mask on.
I think one of those things on your head.
I should have to put my mask on
Because
before we go in.
they haven't checked you, have they? Yeah, I bet there is somebody that takes your temperature over your forehead or something when you go in.
Yeah.
Come on then, your thing's due in 5 minutes.
Not 5 minutes.
It is?
Oh, I'll argue again.
You're always arguing.
Right, I'm going to put my
It's
mask
5
on.
minutes. This is 10.
I'm going to put my mask on now.
Yeah, put your mask on. That's a good idea.
And go in. There's a whole party of people here.
I shouldn't be doing that. It's like,
Okay, well, just give me the impression as to what it's like. I won't film people as you go in, but you can see there's lots of people checking what's going on. Thought you might just show the time on there.
the time is 11 o'clock.
You know exactly. Okay. Yeah, come out now.
11 o'clock.
When we approach the entrance there, we were given a brand new mask. That's why one of these. Told to use that rather than the one we went in with.
In case it had germs on it.
We had to sanitise our hands. And they took our temperatures of our forehead. And I was allowed to go in and wait. But I was soon called forward and had to wait for a while. Given a 4-page document to read all about it.
Well, there was just nothing much on the front at all. It was about 2 pages really.
You've got that safe?
Yeah.
Good, I'll read that when we get home.
Nothing much on there.
Well,
Really.
4 pages of writing anyway. And I was called forward and down a passageway. Went into a separate little room. Everyone who was having the vaccination had their own private little room with a vaccinator there.
All right. How many people were doing it?
Sitting on a desk with a computer.
How many people were doing it?
There
Like 3, 2 or 3?
Oh, no more than that. There appeared to be, I think, a half a dozen separate
it could
little
have been,
rooms.
yeah.
And I wasn't too sure whether he had to ask me my name and get my telephone number and things like that all off me. I thought, well, sure, you must know all this information from your records.
They always check.
Whether they were just double checking, but
They always do that when you go in the hospital. They always do that.
he filled it all in anyway on his computer page. And then I had to take off my outer coat and my pullover and roll up my sleeve. I asked which vaccination I was having, and it is the American Pfizer one.
Was that the cold one, very cold one?
Yeah, and I said, oh, do you feel a cold sensation when it's injected? He said, no, it's all been thawed out
That's quite
time
good.
you get it.
Yeah. So when's the next one do you have then?
No idea, no
Did
information.
they tell you?
No. They'll,
I would have asked. I think, is it 3 weeks or...
they'll contact me, I guess, when the next one
I
is.
would have asked when it was, because...
Anyway, when it was all over and done with, I got a little card to show that I've been...
You've been done?
Yeah. Where's that one now?
You didn't get a drink, did you?
No.
No, I saw them walking around with flasks.
It was in my waiting room as well. This is a little card we got.
Oh. Oh, prove it now. You can
Prove that
leave
you've
that
been
to
done.
everybody, you know, I've been done.
Feel like pinning it to your coat, don't you? See, I'm a safer
Yeah,
person.
you can stick it to your coat.
We're talking about sticking to your coat. They also stuck
What's that?
this little label actually on my coat.
What's that say? Michael Down, 10:41.
And that's the time.
That's the time you had it.
Yeah. So you're then led away to a common room,
Yeah.
which there were 3 people in when I got in there. We'll have to sit down quietly, separated, of course. But it gradually got filled up as more and more people came through the system. And someone would come in and collect you a quarter of an hour after that time to say, right, you can go. And in the meantime, somehow the Val got halfway around the system and was waiting outside of the waiting room. How did you get to...
I just stood up and I said, how long do they have to wait? Like 5 minutes? She said 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So she said, so I said, they said she goes out, they go out the other way.
Yeah.
So she said, what's your husband's name? So I told her, and she said, I said, it was about 20 minutes ago. So she took me up to, and she said, can you see him? He's in one of these 2 rooms.
Uh-huh.
I think obviously you didn't come back to where I was waiting.
No.
So that was it then, wasn't it?
So you just waited out in the corridor until
I
they...
just wait. I said, can I sit there? And they said, yeah.
Yeah. The nurse would occasionally come in and read the time on your sticky label.
Oh, I see. That was what that was there for, so that she knew you
Yeah.
had to be there for like quarter of an hour.
Yeah, and said, you can go. There was a couple in the room when I got there, and she said that to them. They were the earliest in that room, I think. But there was a complication
You
because
still would have a coat on, wouldn't you? Look at
they
her.
both...
Oh, and they're freezing cold.
And there's coming
No
out.
arms.
No arms. How did she do her job then?
No, clever.
Yeah, the couple who were injected apparently were not injected at the same precise time. So they had to separate this elderly lady who had one of these pusher support things. She had to wait 2 or 3 more minutes after her husband was sent out. I guess they met up together in the car park anyway.
Right, so that's it then?
That's about it. Was there anything more to say?
I thought so.
Well, except that we discovered that this opened at 8 o'clock this morning. And they
8 o'clock this morning to 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, and that's when the last one will be
We saw a
done.
few people we knew.
Well, I didn't see anybody I knew.
Mm.
They came into the waiting room, the people
Yeah,
you
and
knew, did
I was looking around to see where I was. I spotted Jackie
they? Yeah,
and the Danbys. I saw them come in,
right.
and she said, "Well, I saw the reception asked the names." She said Danby. So he looked all right this morning. He was quite with it.
Good.
Walking, I mean, you know, he runs around. He hadn't been out for ages. I don't think, not this cold weather in his scooter, but he was walking all right,
Been
just
in
in
his
one stick.
scooter.
And he seemed with it.
Yeah, fine.
I think he's probably better when he's outside than when he's at home, I expect.
Right, well, that was the experience.
Right, okay.
The person who did the injection did it quite efficiently, and there was some sort of query as to whether I could get my shirt sleeve up high enough, because I said, well, why is it so important you have a precise spot? He says,
It's going to be
well,
right at the top, isn't it, somewhere?
They have to inject it into the muscle apparently, not just anywhere.
Oh, not anywhere.
No.
That's why they were going right into the top then.
Yeah. He did it fairly well, didn't feel any real discomfort, just the usual sort of prick.
It's like in Morrison.
And now what's this? That's probably the true time,
Don't go
isn't
that
it?
way really.
5 past
This way,
11.
haven't we?
And now we're
Well, that's Jackie's car there.
free to go. At the moment, no discomfort in the arm
We
or
might
anywhere
feel it a
else.
bit later, mightn't we? We
Yeah.
might be quite lucky and not feel anything.
If you pause a moment, I'll stop recording and put my belt on.
Oh yeah.
Can you just wait here a second?
I think I can manage that.
Looks as if someone's just dumped their new
Oh,
mask.
no,
Look,
on there, other one.
they want their own special one, I expect. So
Yeah.
just let me get a chance to get
I
my
have to
belt
do.
on.
Interesting you going first.
Yes,
isn't
we
it?
don't know how long it is before Val will also be pulled in,
I would imagine it. I guess it could be this month.
because he's 4 years younger than me. Not so many cars coming in precisely now. Still a group of people out here waiting. Brewers Fair closed, sadly, and Brewers Premier Inn also closed. Oh, I'll be very interested to see the
I'd be very interested to see if the fish and chip place is open. What would you be?
the McDonald's car park is closed, like
Oh yeah.
your friend said. That's just on our way down through this way.
Oh, yes, we could have that, couldn't we? Take that home.
We noted that the Morrison's petrol.
We still 107 there.
Morrison's price had zoomed up the other day to in the tens, wasn't it?
111.
Yeah, that's what
Just
text.
sweet. You never have one of my sweets.
Yeah, I have to have a bit of a dry mouth, whether that's
Oh yes, you
reaction.
did say you might get a dry mouth with it or something.
Anyway, let's just see if they cordon off the car park here in McDonald's.
There's a car in there.
There's a car doing the takeaway thing, going round the back. Oh, there are cars in there. There are they?
Oh, they got cones.
Oh yes, can't always
Oh,
see
they
this.
won't let you drive
Yeah,
in.
no,
you
that's right. You can't
That's
park
just for
there.
staff. That is could be.
Yeah. So
No,
you
you
can't park there now. You have to get your takeaway by going around the back.
Yes, we can drive through, I suppose. Get it in a minute.
Yeah. Well, Bella's changed her mind again and she wants the fish and chips, so that's what it's going to have to be. Take away fish and chips. Yeah, having a closer look at this card that I was given. On the back, it's got a place where they're supposed to be telling you the date of your second injection. In fact, it's blank. So I guess you just wait to have another phone call or perhaps a letter telling you when that actually will be. So, sometime into the future, I think the government says it's more likely to be about 3 months or so before you get your next jab now. Can only wait and see. Yeah, well,
Somebody's parked right outside, please.
this is what the main side effects could be. Pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, joint pain, and a fever. Right, and then how to report them.
Yeah. Person's well, he's just got his.
Oh, it's
If he
actually,
comes, I can park there a minute.
it's actually
Well, not
made.
very lot, I can't.
It's made in Germany, even though it's an American thing. Yeah. Okay. So we're heading home now, I guess, and fish and chips. What's the girl going to do now?
Let's get the fish and chips.
Oh, you haven't got it yet?
No? Be ready now.
Oh, I see. I had to come back in 5 minutes to get it, did you?
Yeah, well, less than 5 minutes actually.
Oh, right.
I can get off the bus stop.
What's over there?
Just over there.
Well, I saw no reactions, any bad reactions to anyone sitting in the waiting room. Thinking quite normal. Here comes the fish and chips.
I'll put that in there.
Okay, so it's a matter of going home and enjoying, if you can enjoy, fish and chips. I must say the last time
You
we had
will
them,
really.
last time
We'll
we had
even
them,
give you some peas with it.
I was favourably impressed actually the last time we had them.
This will go straight home now.
Yeah.
I'll go down Swain Street and get some. I haven't got any cash now really, that's the only thing.
We go over the level crossing here in Seawood Way, and the plans are to replace it with an up-to-date, more efficient crossing. Big story in the local paper about it, urging people to get on with it while the railway can't run and before the spring traffic comes in, but nothing being done at all there at the moment. But you do wonder why on earth it takes so long to get something organised, because it was talked about, I should think, at least 6 months ago they were going to upgrade that. Well, I was just remembering the last time there was a lockdown. The government guidance then was for your exercise walk, as long as the distance travelled to get to the start of your walk is less than the actual time you spend on the walk, that's acceptable. That seemed to be a very sensible agreement. This idea of no cars to go on your walk, I think is not very helpful and a little bit draconian. In fact, this week I've been told that it's time to have the MOT done on my car, and apparently this time that's allowed, whereas the last time they suspended all MOT work in garages and MOTs were automatically extended for several months, so you could run around in the car without the MOT being done. So things are different to last time. Some things are harder, like this limitation on your exercise walk. Yet easier that you can go and get the car MOT'd. Anyway, going to any sort of outdoor event like this one is still being frowned upon, and in fact no one would be organising such a thing, will they? Well, that's the experience of having had my first vaccination. Makes you realise how serious things are really now with this dreaded COVID around the world. We potentially run the risk of getting killed just by going outdoors and being close to other people. Now I've had the first vaccination, at least you feel that you're a little bit more protected than you were before. I believe it's going to take 3 weeks before the first injection has any effect on the virus as a defence, and you're not fully protected until you get that second injection, which of course will be undefined as to when that will be. So time will tell what happens next. Well, I'll edit this video up now, which might be of interest to anyone else who's been called to have their first injection as to what the situation is there when you go to have the job done.